There you are.
And I did not realize I changed screens.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Alrighty then. Hello everyone, welcome back to Among the Embers after our short hiatus. And indeed, welcome to Season 2. And I actually intended to change the intro music to Season 2, but I forgot, so that'll have to be for next time. Anyway, as usual, we would like to thank Modifius for creating this wonderful gaming system, the charming people at Star Trek Online for allowing us to use some of their assets, and in fact I've been using somewhat more of them lately, as you will be seeing soon. And Fury Seraph and DeviantArt, who created the template which allowed us to make the dedication plaque for the USS Nightingale. And we are in fact back with the Nightingale after our brief interlude with the Imperial Romulan warbird Firehawk. Last time we saw the Nightingale, it was being towed to a Federation repair yard after taking some pretty hefty disruptor and torpedo hits. During the final battle, of which resulted in the destruction of the Blackthorn League as a threat to the Romulan Star Empire. What's left of it, anyway. You also had your first look at the Crusade, the mysterious aliens who are responsible for the destruction of Hobus. And then in the interlude, the RW Firehawk went off to the mysterious planet Delphi Ardu 4 to locate the last surviving Tacon, based upon a suspicion, which turned out to be correct, that the Tacon Empire was destroyed by the Crusades 600,000 years ago. We rejoin the Nightingale some 2 weeks after its arrival at Starbase 39 Sierra. All the holes have been patched up, everything is looking much better, and the mission pod has been removed due to substantial structural weaknesses which appeared during the battle, and it has in fact been replaced with a sensor pod, while the phaser systems have been retuned to give them a little bit more punch to make up for the lack of the additional torpedoes. The Nightingale is no longer a hospital ship. This is not the time for relief operations. That sort of thing can be done by the Mirandas and the Oberths of the fleet. Right now, Starfleet needs a Nebula class to be at the top of its game. Also, during your refit and repairs, you had a new dedicated helm officer assigned. Lieutenant, would you kindly introduce yourself?
My character is Lieutenant Elbryn Shaw, a Betazoid.
Lovely. I believe you're also a telepath? Oh, are we having some...
Sorry, what was that?
I believe you're also a telepath?
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, I'm sure that everyone here is professional enough not to hold that against you after their last encounter with a telepathic Betazoid.
Yep.
Pharrell is mature enough not to confuse fellow Betazoids with that Betazoid.
Yes. Everyone loves Sistina Luki, especially now that she's dead. Alright, so yes, we have a new regular member of the crew who has joined us between seasons, who, as I said, will be taking over the helm, which means that Lieutenant Commander Bong can focus on his XO duties. Now, let me get up my notes for what happened in the meantime. So, you were all, of course, thoroughly debriefed. There was a lot to talk about, a lot to go over. You had a lot of discussions with Starfleet intelligence, with various admirals. It all took a while. You were pretty busy while the ship was being repaired, let's put it like that. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Convocation, the Imperial Legion of Warlord Taris, and the I'm forgetting some of the names. The
I could,
Rhetorian Empire. That's it.
I could bring
On
up
the
some of the representative names if you need.
I just need to scroll up. So yes, the Rhetorian Empire under Proto-Valorian, which, if you recall, was the most outwardly friendly of the triumvirate of Romulan star empires currently in existence, have all been working with you to develop some kind of plan of what to do, but there are still some problems. The fact is that nobody really knows what the Crusade is or what they're capable of. The Phoenix Convocation has offered some interesting hints, and no doubt there are some people in Starfleet intelligence who are questioning exactly what happened to that border starbase which mysteriously lost power to its sensor grid, and the interesting coincidence of suddenly getting new information shortly after that. But nobody's willing to push that, at least not within your purview.
It's not my problem. Don't have to worry about it.
Hey,
That's
Starbase.
That's for Admiral Janeway's pay grade.
Hey, Starbases need a lot of maintenance. Seems
Yes,
reasonable
they do.
that someone kind of forgot to do one little bit of maintenance that led to this.
Who knows? But yes, they offered a few details, including a confirmation. Actually, no, the Phoenix. No, Phoenix has not told you about the possibility of traitors in the ranks. I'll get to that shortly.
Ah, yes, forgot about that.
But they have given a few interesting details, like the fact that the Crusaders appear to be anaphasic energy life forms, which are kept contained. Anaphasic energy is highly unstable, and anaphasic life forms have a bad habit of dissipating if they don't have something to latch onto. In the case of the Crusaders, it appears to be their armor.
Yeah, I was wondering, could I say Pharrell made the similar determination from his tricorder readings after the battle with Blackthorn?
Yeah,
I mean-
I'll allow that. You've had enough time to go over the data.
I mean, not as much details as the what we did on the Firehawk, but similar
Well,
deduction.
they actually got a live prisoner, among other things.
Yeah.
But you don't know that yet.
Yeah.
But something has come out which was revealed during talks between Janeway and Seela. I'm sure you can imagine that's a fun meeting to be in the middle of.
Oh wow, I really want to imagine that.
Oh yeah, it's glorious. Which explains something interesting and a bit of a mystery, which you've been wrestling with for quite a while. If you'll remember, in episode 1, you ran into a strange prototyped quantum singularity torpedo, which you later found to have some interesting similarities to the Crusader weapon, which Sasina Luki attempted to use to destroy the Nightingale. Well, now you know why. Phoenix managed to obtain a small cache of Crusade technology, but they didn't have the ability to analyze it themselves. So they made some quiet inquiries and got in touch with someone who they felt had the best research facilities available to potentially study Crusade technology and weaponry and develop countermeasures. This would be Praetor Retarix of the Akanarian Empire, who, if you recall, is former Tal Shiar. And the general consensus is that he still has access to a lot of old Tal Shiar Black Ops projects. And that is where all of the Crusade technology went. if you recall, it was from the Akanarians that torpedo prototype was stolen. So, long story short, you do have an avenue to chase up. There's someone who is studying Crusade technology, and you should go and check in on their progress.
They're
And
going to
normally
be
that would be
real
simple.
happy to see us.
Oh yeah, just get on the line, call them up, say, hey, where's our research?
Well,
But the Akanarians aren't picking up the phone at the moment.
well, we should at least be on some good standing with the Akanarians, given that we returned their prototype from the Takarans.
You've got some there. You also saved their Praetor from a Thaylor weapon and another subsequent assassination attempt, if you recall.
Yep.
Which was, incidentally, that torpedo.
Yes, it was. So, in theory, they should be on board for this. But,
It's like a child who's been given a new toy at Christmas.
yeah, something like that. So there's been some debate and some missed calls to Rhetorics, and you now have your marching orders. So, Captain, Admiral Janeway would like to see you.
I'll take it in my ready room.
Alrighty. Well,
Or is she here?
No, she's got a lot on her plate. A message is the best she can do.
Right.
So she will actually show up in the fleet battles in future. So that'll be fun.
Oh, yes.
I'm actually there is a Intrepid variant which I'll be running into called the Voyager class. But that's for the future. Anyway, so yes, you sit down, you flick your terminal on. Captain Jazonan, how's the Nightingale faring?
All patched up, ma'am.
Glad to hear it. I know how rough it is to see your ship start to fall apart under you.
It was a difficult time. I've had a trying few weeks.
I'm sure. Well, hopefully this new sun support of yours will put you in good stead to research the Crusade and any signs of them which we come across in future. This is officially your mission at this point. The relief operations are continuing because, well, the Romulan people are still suffering, but we need all the capable warships we can get, and you have the most experience with the Crusade of anyone in Starfleet at this point. Which might not be saying much, but it still counts.
I understand, ma'am.
Good. Well, after some persuasion, Sela has given me a set of coordinates for you to go to. It's apparently a top-secret Tal Shiar research facility, which they've kept squirreled away for years. I don't know much about it beyond that. Sela was not overly informative, but apparently you should be getting some more information directly from the Phoenix in due course. Apparently the Phoenix will also be sending a ship of their own to escort us in, or escort you in rather. I'm not going. The only way I wish I was. Give me a break from all these meetings for one thing. But yes, you need to head to this facility and start knocking on doors and trying to get that research. There's no time to start getting possessive over advanced weapons technology, not when the fate of the quadrant is in the balance.
Seeing as we're dealing with a Tal Shah base, I suppose I should expect a double cross at some point.
That would certainly be the wise thing to do. You know how they function, Captain. You've been aboard Romulan warships before. Not to mention being part of that peace conference. If anyone can handle Tal Shiar in this circumstance, you can.
I appreciate the compliment, ma'am. We'll get this research.
Glad to hear it. But try not to antagonize them if you can help it. Still trying to keep the Romulan Star Empire unified, Abraxas notwithstanding. If the worst comes to the worst, and the Crusade really does attack in force, a unified Romulan Star Empire is going to be a much more bigger threat to them. We've already seen that from their attempts to destroy it.
Would there be anything else, ma'am?
That'll be all. Let me know if anything changes. Janeway out.
So I will, after logging off, I'll return to the bridge and give the helm the coordinates. Helm, set course for these coordinates. Well, factor 7.
Aye, sir.
Nice.
Yes.
You have a message waiting for you. Eyes only. Intel officer.
Nos will find a quiet part of the bridge to go look at it on one of our terminals.
Alrighty. Well, it is a data packet. There are 2 data packets. Right now there are 3. First one is a little bit of information about your going. Second one is about the ship which will be meeting you there. And the third one is top secret. Which do you want to look at first?
Destination. It sounds like it will be useful for the moment.
Alright. The data packet is a little scant. It's not a great deal here. It's a combination of what the Phoenix was willing to provide, and what Starfleet intelligence knows about this place. Mainly by its codename, the Vault.
Alrighty.
It is a truly massive space station, as in it dwarfs Starfleet headquarters. It's not entirely clear how long it's been in operation, but it's been the heart of Tal Shiar Black Ops projects, and it's also implied to be the emergency staging point for the entire Romulan fleet in the case of the worst emergency. So it's designed to be able to manage a pretty sizable fleet of warbirds, as well as all of the weapons and research project support.
So we're looking at a pretty substantial station.
Apparently, you're looking at the size of a small moon.
I mean, not just in size, but in capability.
That's
It's like
fair.
its own ecosystem, basically.
Mm-hmm. There's also an additional note from Starfleet Intelligence in particular, saying that they don't think it's a coincidence that this sector of space is where the Narada was first seen post-modification.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Very much. So,
Alrighty.
we're
Fun.
gonna start cruising you all the way up to the Hakona system.
Well, it's clear across the Empire.
Pretty much. It's a little distance. We are going at a relatively high warp speed, so
All right, let's see what they have to say about our friends.
All right, you will be meeting with the IRW Cyrodix, which is a Phoenix to Derridex class. Apparently, Commander Jarok was not available for this. She's busy elsewhere. The commander of the Cyrodix is a pretty capable individual, and they should be a useful asset if any kind of conflict arises, or just in the nature of navigating politics.
Okay, who's the commander?
Well, that's the thing, and you will understand the significance of it when you open the top secret package. Her name is Commander Latritha.
I had a feeling you were going to say that name.
Which, our viewers may remember, is the name of a Crusade mole who was discovered by interrogation efforts of the Firehawk.
And Syradex is Syradex?
Siridex. Yes, the top
Gotcha.
secret package is clearly direct from Phoenix. It basically says Latritha is a mole. We're attempting to flush her out to work out where she's reporting to, what her mission is. Bear this in mind. We're putting her in this position in the hopes that she will have to do something to reveal herself, or send a message to her superiors.
Okay.
Now, as the intel officer, it is up to you to decide how to disseminate all of this information. That is in your purview. But the message from Phoenix does indicate we do not know how far infiltration has spread within our own organization, let alone the rest of Romulus, let alone Starfleet.
Well, the first thing Nas is going to do is clear the information from her console.
Very wise.
Captain,
This is the captain.
we have received a data update from Starfleet Intelligence. Would you like me to present it on the bridge? There's not much here, but it does narrow down some of the details.
Let's bring it to the conference room. Commander Bong, you're with us. Who else is on the bridge right now? Pharrell and probably.
Yes, Pharrell's been acclimating to his new science station.
And is Ventot there?
I would
Or
guess
is he in
so.
the engine room?
I would assume I'd be there, but it's up to the GM.
I mean, operations officer's place is technically on the bridge.
Okay, so I'm there.
All right. Mr. Ventot, you have the bridge.
Aye, sir.
Am I part of the conference meeting, or am I still staying on the bridge?
You'll be on the bridge.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes. Well, I tend to have the TS stuff amongst first officer and intelligence officer first, and then if need be, we can disseminate depending on the information. Don't expect us to have. I won't keep you out of the dark if it's not necessary.
Sounds like a pretty good standard procedure.
Alrighty.
Then Ventot takes a seat at the captain's chair, looks over at Pharrell and goes, "Sometimes I really hate when they have these private meetings."
Especially nowadays.
Just nods and stares back at the view screen.
Pharrell looks back at his console station.
All right, once we're in the conference room. Well, Commander, what do you have for me?
The destination we have been sent to is known to the Empire as the Vault. It is a large, deep space station, much larger than anything the Federation currently has constructed. According to our reports, it is, in essence, the hub of Romulan Star Empire Black Operations. All of their research and many of their projects originate at this station. Apparently, it is also designed to serve as a local hub for the Empire's fleets should the worst, whatever that may be, happen. So I would expect it able to handle docking with a large number of warbirds.
But we don't know how many are there at this time.
I suspect only a handful, although since they are aware of our coming, I don't...
Breaking up there, Dak.
Did we lose Dak?
He might have had a net glitch. Because who doesn't love Comcast?
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, there's not a great deal I can do in the meantime.
And
Yeah,
there he goes.
Nope, there he is.
And he's back.
He
Sorry about that.
lives!
Net glitch?
Yeah, net glitch. Comcast is awful. But, here we are. Alright, what was the last thing that happened that I was saying before apparently I either went off the air completely or turned into a robot?
Something about,
they know that we're
yeah.
on our way.
Yeah, they know we're on our way, but, there might not be more than a handful of warbirds or something like that.
Yeah, that's about it. And Nals is not expecting there to be a great deal of organized resistance on a fleet action level. That being said, you remember the incident with the mining ship Narada, correct?
I do.
Vividly. After all, Lieutenant Zimmerman was in command of the Nightingale when the Narada nearly cut it in two.
Yes, and Pharrell was on the Galaxy with her.
There's a little bit of a look on her face. It's like, yeah, I know the Dorada.
It may be of interest to you, Captain, that This station is where the Narada was last seen before embarking on its
Vengeance quest.
self-appointed raiding mission.
That could lead to that could mean many things.
I expect this facility, this vault, to be aptly named, yes.
What do you keep in vaults? Sometimes
Secrets.
better luck forgotten.
Secret recipe to Romulan mollusk?
That too.
The other bit of information we received was the nature of our companion assigned by Sela, the IRW Ciridex, commanded by Commander Laritha.
Latritha.
Latritha, sorry.
I'll patch that.
I still like how you said it the first time.
It's pretty good. That consistency.
Latritha. Oh, yes, thank you.
Something tells me I'm not gonna like this.
Well, on the surface, her dossier appears to be one of competence and, I suppose, perhaps not eager association, but a degree of professionalism. She would, in normal circumstances, make a welcome bit of news.
But
The Phoenix Convocation is no longer sure in her loyalty.
So we have a suspected traitor already. I didn't think it would. I thought it would take a little bit longer.
The Convocation is attempting to force her hand, so they have more evidence, and more than likely so that they can trace her other associates. This is why I was not going to bring up this information normally, but I feel this group should be aware. My recommendation would be to treat her as if all we know is her official dossier and the records therein.
I agree. But also, work with Commander Forel and using the information we gained from the weapon the first time we encountered it, see if we can make false information to feed along, just to have on standby. If they truly believe that this commander is feeding information to the Crusade, maybe a little bit of a honey trap would work.
I believe the weapon was given by the Crusade, Captain.
Yes, but as we are not only looking for information on the Crusade, we are also working with the Romans, trying to work with the Romans, that is, on weapons to deal with them. I think that any information we already have with that type of technology would be a good starting point.
I will get with the Lieutenant Commander and see what we can do.
So the plan, subterfuge and misdirection. My favorite.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Begging the captain's pardon, but isn't it you who always seemed to like the Romulans?
I like them as a people. In general, there's some very amazing individuals in the Empire. But I am Starfleet and Federation through and through, and I'm a bit more upfront and honest about my dealings on the. Normally, I'm sure you understand that.
Of course. Nas is, as they say, jerking her chain a little bit.
Trying to be very subtle.
Sir,
Super
if I
stuff.
may,
Yes.
one thing that we might want to do as we enter the system would be to drop a subspace communications relay buoy and have it set to regularly send us encrypted messages. They can be anything. Weather reports from Iowa, things like that. Just something to feed the paranoia of the Romulan.
I like this. We'll make this so. Have it the current Ushan Uslan Ushan, yeah, Ushan, right? Ushan? The Andorian fighting style tournaments?
The Yushan.
Yeah. The Ushan tournaments should be going on right now. Have those fed through. Because they will look like combat reports.
Should they decrypt them? Yes.
And plus I'm rather interested myself. But yes, make that so. Let's make sure that only Commander Farrell and Commander Vintot are in on these secrets. The rest of the crew needs to be as honest as possible.
Indeed.
As you wish, Captain.
Well, let's get started then.
Alrighty. You arrive on the outskirts of the Harkona system easily enough.
I figure assigning Fintot to dropping the encrypted subspace communications buoy will be an easy pick.
Nice map.
Okay. Had this running.
I think so.
Alright. So, yep, it's easy enough to drop a beacon and rig that to do things. You're a little distance from the vault, but before you can approach any closer, another ship drops out of warp. And proceeds to hail you.
On screen.
There is a particular look which Romulan commanders, particularly of a certain era, have. There's definitely an element to Romulan society of creating a seemingly unified and uniform front to the outside. And Commander Lutressa definitely falls into that. The usual very neat hair, sharp features, neat uniform, all of this sort of thing. She inclines her head slightly. Captain,
Commander.
I'm glad to see that you arrived in the Harkona system safely.
Well, I believe our reputation has preceded us, and we were left unaccosted. I am glad that no one is in dire need enough to have diverted us.
Indeed. I have instructions to allow you to take the lead for this mission, so... She doesn't look massively happy about this, but she'll do it. What are your instructions?
Well, our goal is to gain access and to the researchers working on anti-crusade technology. As I believe has been transmitted already to you.
Yes, although I have not been to the vault before. Not many have.
Well, hopefully someone of your illustrious reputation will find our entry eased.
We can only hope. I'll be in touch if there are any developments. Look that out.
Thank you. Well, was it a he or a she?
It's a she.
She looked pleasant.
I agree, Captain. Pharrell says somewhat snidely.
I don't know, she was the height of professional Romulan commander.
Exactly. So I said she looked pleasant.
Uh,
Well, Pharrell was half being snidely and half sincere.
Helm, bring us in. Half impulse.
Aye, Captain, half impulse.
Alrighty. Pharrell, do you want to scan this monstrosity of a station as you get closer?
Yes, I would. This thing is intimidating as well as intriguing.
Oh yeah. In fact...
Ah, nice.
Yep, it's a little big.
Ooh.
It's a little big.
That's no moon, that's a station.
Nobody likes a copycat, Captain.
Alright. Oh. I don't.
You were gonna have me scan the station.
Yes, I was. So, you know the drill.
Is it control science?
It is census sweep reason plus science.
Reason science.
Is it-
Okay.
Assisted by census plus science from the ship. Difficulty of 1.
Alrighty.
You got any volunteers for the Nightingale?
I already. Oh, I had him up. What happened? Dang it.
I've got it.
Alright, 2 successes. And ship. Nice. Take it to 5 momentum. Alright, yes. This is massive. You dread to think how long this must have taken to construct. It's also very heavily armored. The plating looks incredibly thick and is going to be nigh on impossible to scan through. If any kind of transporting, scanning, anything like that is not going to work deeper than the surface.
I would like to spend a momentum to find out what the surface alloy is made out of.
Okay. Did you...
Somehow I imagine it's going to be a neutronium-based alloy.
It is definitely... Yeah, there's definitely neutronium components. It's the kind of armor which looks like it's an older design, which doesn't tend to get used too much anymore because it's kind of bulky. But in this particular case, they didn't care.
Yeah, because this station is the definition of bulky.
There are a few more sensitive locations. The armor isn't complete. Some of the external areas and such like are a little less heavily reinforced. Stuff like the sensor arrays, just because you couldn't really nestle those inside this alloy because it would ruin them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this place could take a pounding.
Alrighty. Captain, I've run some scans on the station. This thing was built to withstand quite a bit of punishment. I'm reading a neutronium-based alloy lining most of the outer surface of the station.
It makes sense. You wouldn't put your most important secrets behind a paper wall.
Indeed. From my readings, though, it's... you said it was like an older neutronium alloy design, right?
Yes, using very limited quantities.
Alright.
After all, neither the Federation nor, as far as you know, the Romulans have managed to artificially produce neutronium.
Yeah.
They had to harvest it, which is exciting.
From what I can make out, the neutronium comprising the outer surface of the station is of older design. Probably not surprising, given that neutronium alloys are incredibly difficult to create.
Is there a way to exploit this, maybe?
Not that I can detect, sir, but the only areas that are not covered with neutronium alloys are the sensor towers.
Actually, now you look at it, there's something odd about one of those towers.
Pharrell suddenly scrutinizes his readings.
Spend momentum for that?
Yes.
Yeah. That's blast scoring. Something exploded there.
Now curious.
In
Now
fact,
that
that's when you look at it, you're pretty sure that that's not just a sensor array. That is a communications tower.
Curious, Captain. Now that I'm looking at my readings of the sensor towers, you said one of them took some damage? I'm reading damage on one of them, and it turns out to be a communications relay rather than a sensor tower.
Someone's just tried to say, can you tell if it's functioning?
From what you can tell, short-range communications probably work, but long-range has been knocked out.
From the damage that I'm reading, it is safe to assume that their long-range communications are down, while short-range is still functioning.
So either they had a major mishap or someone's disabled their communications.
That would certainly explain why we've been having trouble getting them to return our calls.
Should we go to yellow alert?
Not quite, but have your finger next to the button.
Aye, Captain.
Other than that, I'm not reading anything amiss about the station, besides its immense presence.
Let's proceed with caution. Everyone, this is, let's put our game faces on.
You should now be in communications range.
Open hailing frequencies.
Hailing frequencies open, Captain.
Alright. I'm actually going to make you roll for this one. Don't usually, but under the circumstances. So,
Me or the
communication-
captain?
Communications is technically a tactical station thing.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
I always thought it was under the science officer's purview.
It bounces around on the show.
Fair point.
A little bit. You do see Wolf taking the calls quite a lot. So,
But I'll happily yield it to Nas.
though it is an engineering check, which you suck at, Nas. So,
Yeah.
alright, let me see. It's not going to be particularly difficult. It is... Okay, so hailing frequencies open control plus engineering. This is going to be difficulty of 1 because of the damaged array on the other end. And you are assisted by communications plus engineering.
I'll get the ship.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just try it as is.
Oh.
Ah.
Starship did not have any much luck either.
Alright.
Apparently not.
I'm guessing they have some.
I'll let you succeed at a cost here.
Uh-huh.
Complication just being fuzzy align, basically. So after a moment, you do get a response, but there's kind of cascades of static, keeps fading in and out, that kind of thing. Evidently someone did a real number on that communications array.
On the plus side, Pharrell didn't blow up our deflector array again.
This is true.
I wasn't even using the deflector dish.
It's
And I did-
Vintot's job to blow up the ship, remember?
Yeah, and I didn't blow it up the last time.
Okay. So the figure that you see vaguely through the static on the other end appears to be a female Romulan. We love you, Ventot. Okay. Ventot is complaining about us being mean to him. Anyway,
Hey, I was trying to be discreet about it, but okay.
it was funny, so anyway, you've entered restricted space. Identify yourselves immediately.
This is the USS Nightingale, Captain Talia Jazonen, commanding. We have been directed here and allowed the presence by the Romulan authorities for scientific exchange.
We do not recognize. This facility does not recognize Federation authority. You will leave immediately.
We are not here under Federation authority. We are here. So, we were sent by Stella, right? Not
yes.
sent by like.
What?
Because I'm assuming I was given a. This person said yes, you can show up here. Use this person's name.
Well, I mean, the Akanarians never explicitly agreed to this. It was just implicitly because they've only got this stuff because the Phoenix gave it to them. So you could probably name Sealer, and that would theoretically carry some weight.
She was Sela's. She was a. No, she's not Empress yet. It's been a while. Since,
She's the Admiral. Dinatra's the Empress.
we were directed here by Admiral Sela. I was under the impression that we would be welcomed.
Alrighty, time to get persuasive.
Yay!
I'm gonna want command presence. You have all the focuses forever. Let's see.
Have we dropped that
this-
comm buoy yet?
Yes, you dropped that when you entered the system.
Okay.
Alright. Yes, this is going to be a difficulty of 1, but it's an opposed check.
Let's see, we are at 3 momentum. Given my amount of focuses, I'm going to spend the momentum for a die.
Sounds good to me.
Let me double click on everything because we know you have to do that.
Yeah, character sheets and all.
I'm actually going to spend a threat here.
Ooh.
Makes sense given who we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so... he does not actually get a focus here. He's just got the 3 dice. Ooh, barely. So yes, you win, but you don't get any momentum back.
Right.
There is silence, and for a moment you think the call might have been cut. And then she sort of sighs. Very well. I'll permit you to beam over. You may send a small party to these coordinates.
I appreciate your willingness to welcome us. Nightingale out.
Yep. She cuts the channel as well. You have the mysterious impression that she doesn't like you.
Gee, I wonder why.
And I thought the Tal Shiar were a bunch of happy-go-lucky Romulans.
Well, a small party typically means a small number of people, not
Probably.
necessarily size of party.
Probably just to be safe of having a weight team of 3.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to send small people, then that would count out your Gorm.
And first officer.
And first officer.
Pharrell turns in his chair to her. You want me on the away team, Captain? Given that we're dealing with scientific pursuits.
Yes. Commander Bong, would you lead the away team? Wait, no. I should probably do this one. I have a feeling it will be... my presence will be required.
If you're going down, sir, take Commander Nas with you. I'll man the ship.
Let's try to keep her in one piece this time. We didn't do so good the last one. Yes, Commander Nas. Commander Rainey, you with me.
Rannis.
Any
Aye,
orders for me,
Captain.
Captain? Any orders for me, Captain?
Let's make sure... Try to find out how truly alone we are, if you can.
Understood.
And watch for... Specifically watch for any communications from the Soda decks.
Aye.
We have
Pharrell,
reason...
go ahead.
Pull Ventot kind of aside. We have reason to believe that the commander of the Sodex is not completely on the up and up. Don't alert me overtly if you can if something happens. Just make note, and as soon as I return, we will deal with it.
Pharrell grabs a special science tricorder that he calibrated and follows the captain and Nas to the transporter room.
Excellent. All right. Well, you beam over, and immediately you are in dark and kind of oppressive surroundings. You've been on Romulan stations before during the peace conference, for example, but that was a military base turned into a diplomatic station. This is a battle station combined with a Black Ops R&D. There is no room for niceties.
Pharrell looks around. I love what they've done with the place.
As you step off the transporter pad, you are faced with a couple of guards armed with disruptor rifles, and a woman who appears to be the one who you spoke with previously. She inclines her head in a way that manages to be simultaneously respectful and mildly insulting. I'm Commander Despal.
Thank you for the escort, Commander. I am Captain Jazonin. This is my science officer, Commander Ranis, whatever. You know I love you, Eric. And my second officer, Commander Nas.
Pharrell gives a respectful nod after the captain introduces him.
She glances over the three of you, sort of taking you in. Dorian, Trell looks up, the Gorn.
Yeah, yup.
I am excited to see what we can come up with together, as this looming threat over both of our peoples is quite immediate.
I understand that. This is a secure Talshia facility. This is whatever agreements may have been made with. She seems to be looking for and struggling to find a diplomatic way of referring to you and Sela. Outsiders of any kind are not normally permitted at the station, regardless of whatever agreements may have been made. The only reason why I have allowed you aboard is because we are suffering some technical difficulties.
Nas snorts.
Yes, absolutely.
You were attacked.
Indeed, we made note of your damaged comm array.
There was an internal malfunction which caused a plasma rupture in the communications array. I've not entirely ruled out sabotage, but the station is old, and since the destruction of Romulus, understaffed.
Pharrell just barely gives the hint of disbelief.
Given that we have been dispatched here with a specific objective, and your comm array has been damaged, I find the idea of sabotage to be more than likely, Commander.
Be as it may, hopefully we can work together to correct the issue. Commander Rannis, we do have the spare communications pods still on board, do we not?
I believe so, Captain.
We will manage the situation ourselves, without the interference of Federation technology or engineers. This is a minor inconvenience and nothing more. Once we have the long-range communications array back online, we will be able to communicate and arrange for a handover of our research. At this time, it is simply not convenient. Large sections of the station are currently undergoing maintenance.
Yes, I completely believe that we are being inconvenient, but please understand the lack of communication has raised several red flags in many people's views. We have merely been sent as a temporary communication device. I don't want to disrupt any of your other sections of research. All we are here for is
Our eyes
research.
narrow slightly at other sections of research.
Noting the eyes narrowing, you should know enough about me now that I'm fairly well versed in the dealings of the Romulan people. I'm not hiding under the assumption that many venues of research are going on at this station. I have no interest in any of them at all. we are interested in is the research dealing with the Crusade.
Her expression does tighten slightly at the mention of the Crusade.
Commander, you don't think we would have been directed towards your facility by just anyone? And
Or
without
just DMing.
no reason, do you?
He sounds like
If it will get you out from under my feet and away from the more secure sections of the station, I will attempt to retrieve the research for you.
That is all we ask.
As I said, sections of the station have been locked down for maintenance, and I'm sure you've gathered that that can mean large amounts of space and considerable difficulties moving things while they are locked down.
I suppose we place our lives in your hands.
Very well. Follow me. And that's when the power goes out.
Technical difficulties. Indeed.
Oh, I love Mars. There is a long silence. Technical difficulties.
you play that.
I appear to have a report to gather from someone.
Ogres.
Commander, before you go,
Yep.
do you really believe
Because
these
that's funny.
inconveniences are just coincidental with our arrival? I trust you will be taking precautions to safeguard essential facilities.
Oh boy. Nas is just really poking the bear on this one.
Hey,
Believe
she
me.
wanted to play nice. She should have played nice.
Hey, I'm not
Um,
negging you for it.
I understand security far better than you do.
Pharrell gives a small smirk.
The captain just... That's enough, Nas.
As you wish, Captain.
She steps away in the dim lighting, and speaks into a communicator.
Will the Nightingale notice the loss of power?
Yes, we're about to get to you.
Gotcha.
In fact, that is our cue now. So yes, Ventot, you don't even need the junior science officer to inform you that the power's gone, because all the lights on the vault just go out.
Science? Any idea why that just happened? He looks at the screen and goes, all the lights just went out.
I don't know, we better roll for it.
Oh, you better roll.
Is the wrong thing. Hello. Okay. This is reason science.
Oh, is the science officer rolling for it? Or am I?
There we go. Alright, 2 successes. Congratulations, get momentum back.
Woohoo.
I don't know, sir. It seems like the entire station just lost power. Like power core or some central EPS systems were just taken offline.
What rank is the science person?
Probably a lieutenant junior grade.
Commander, Lieutenant, get me a detailed report. I need to know what's going on that station.
Hi, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I thought I was on one in the command.
Okay, so did I. My bad.
Oh well. I think it could still fall under Vintot's purview to order a explanation.
Well, either way. So expanding momentum. The officer just taps away, trying to narrow it down. Sorry, sir, I can't. Sensors can't penetrate that far into the station, but from what I can tell, it looks like, aside from all power being lost, the entire station has gone into lockdown. I'm not even sure that we could beam anyone out at this point.
Commander, as in a sense, acting first officer here, but while captain's away, I might suggest yellow alert. We don't know what's going on. Their shield and they're pretty much in lockdown. I'd rather not take any chances. But that's just me, I guess.
Indeed. All stations, yellow alert.
Alrighty. We are actually going to take a 10-minute break there. And then when we return, the mystery will deepen. And then everything will go horribly, horribly wrong. As
Of course it will.
Of course.
Food. BRB.
Same here.
We are live.
Cool. Alrighty. So, the vault is without power, appears to be in full lockdown, and as far as you can tell, transporting anyone in or out is going to be very difficult.
Is the ship still doing a thing, or is it back to us?
No, Certex is just hanging out. Looks like they're doing scans as well, but they're showing no sign. Don't seem to be doing anything suspicious.
Well, if they were doing something suspicious that we could pick up, they are obviously doing something wrong.
Hmm.
Because Romulans are more stealthy than that.
Yes, well. Alright. So yes, Commander, you have taken the Nightingale to yellow alert. Sounds like a fine plan. Question is, what do you do now? If indeed anything.
Well, we know I can't get a hold of them because their communications are down before they had no power.
Well, wouldn't there also be their comm badges?
You would be able to get some rather poor links with the away team, but you probably could get some.
I'll give that a shot. I mean, I'm not counting on it with the neutronium armor.
Okay. Ventos. You want to do some magic with the communication systems?
Oh, joy.
Try not to break this time. Not that you've ever done this. Alright.
I didn't even hear what you said.
He said, try not to break it this time.
I must be the worst engineer in the Starfleet.
I mean, you fold the ship together. It's just, you tend to break as much as you fix.
Okay, what am I rolling?
Alright, this is going to be control plus engineering, assisted by communications plus engineering. And the difficulty is going to be... let's go with the difficulty of 2.
Well, the ship did it.
Apparently.
Okay, so I'll just do one task roll then. Oh wait, computers. I'm gonna double check something. Okay, I'm gonna throw all fingers and thumbs since I'm working on console, I assume.
Yep.
So this could get us some bonus momentum for questions, I guess.
In this case, you could use it to remove the complication of the...
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sirens.
Yeah, well, they're coming for me again. You would be able to use the momentum. You could basically spend 2 momentum to get rid of the complication, which would give you the static communications.
Okay,
So that's what you'd use all fingers and thumbs for. But go ahead and roll. See what you get. That's 1 dice.
Oh, I both have 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a task roll start. Oh, I've lost it. Okay, try that again, shall we?
Alright, another 2 successes. That gets you up to 4 momentum. You get 1 bonus for all fingers and thumbs, then 1 complication. So, leaves you on 3 momentum. Cool, yeah. Alright. You have a communications line with the away team.
Captain Captain, this is the Nightingale. We're showing that there are no signs of power on the station. Can you give us some insight on what's happening down there on the ground?
Well, at least the away party is in one piece. We're all together still. It just happened here. The commander who greeted us is trying to get a report on what happened at this moment.
Can you tell if life support is still operational, Commander?
As far as I can tell, I'm not choking to death, so...
Oh, it wouldn't happen instantly.
It's probably a fair bet, if you have emergency lighting, which you do, that there would be emergency backups kicking in for the life support.
True,
So it might,
but
might get cold and a little thin, but it shouldn't kill you.
Still, information probably best to know about.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'd let you just spend the momentum from the previous sensor roll to get that detail if you want.
Sure.
Okay. Yes, there are a number of emergency backups in place as far as you can tell. So the away team is not about to suffocate or freeze to death.
All right. Frau looks between all the Romulan personnel. Don't suppose by chance any of you have portable light beacons?
They just look at you in stony silence.
Didn't think so.
'Cause they're rude. Alrighty. Commander Despan. Let me type that for you, because I know some of you notes. Despal. There we go.
Alrighty.
Fun fact, she's actually a beta canon character.
Really?
Yep, she was the commander of the Bolt who gave Nero the upgrades to Nero.
Yes.
Comes back over and just kind of grimaces. Appear that you are correct. There are signs that the internal power system's been sabotaged. And we will need to pass through the center of the station to reach the secure research area. While I am deeply reluctant to ask for your assistance in this, fact is I don't know how many traitors are aboard.
We are at your disposal.
Good. There's a slight glint in her eye.
Insight check.
That's a good plan.
While you may distrust us, Commander, it's probably best to note that we did successfully protect your praetors from not one, but 3 assassination attempts.
Alright, this is going to be Insight Command, and you do not have an Insight but focus.
Not yet.
Yes, I can see you picking one up at some point, just because you like this role so much.
I have the ability because from the last because I do have the spotlight that can change a focus.
Right, yeah, you didn't actually make use of that, did you?
I was going to, but we started. And I was like, I'll do
Yeah.
it later.
Alright, so yes, this is going to be a difficulty of... Go with a difficulty of 2.
And my statement was in character, by the way.
Sorry, what was it you said?
I basically Pharrell just basically reminded
Oh yeah, the assassination thing. She just gives you a look, and then turns to lead you off.
Let's see. I think do we want to keep momentum at this moment and just
We
spend a
have-
little bit of threat?
we currently
'Cause I can
have 2
do that,
momentum.
right? We can give the DM a little bit of ammunition instead, right? That's how that works.
You can give me a threat if you want. You have that power.
I'm going to use that power. I'm going to give you a little bit of threat. I think we'll save our momentum if we need for more questions, because I think we're going to need that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it then.
Oh!
A complication. How delicious. It's fairly clear she does not have your best interests at heart. Let's go with that. But there's just... She's got a hell of a poker face. You're not sure you're going to be able to tell much more than that. And you can also tell that she's actually she's sort of leveled with you as, okay, you think you're good at reading people. I'm going to work extra hard to give you a hard time from here on.
Like,
Gonna give
if
But
she was
right
human,
now, you may spend momentum to try and get a little more.
if she were human, she'd be like, hey, you want to read people? Read this, and busts out the finger.
Something like that.
I already have ideas in my brain, whether they're wrong or not, or wrong or right, doesn't really matter. They're in my brain, and that's how Talia's going to think. But I'm going to just give Nas that subtle look that we've developed over, this time of working together. Of watch that one.
All right, Commander Bong.
Yes.
You are receiving an encrypted transmission.
All right. I am going to go into the ready room and take it in there.
Okay.
Mr. Ventot, I'm going to receive this communication in the ready room. You have the bridge.
Aye.
You head in and turn the monitor on, and there's no visual. There's just audio. It's a little crackly, and when you check the transmission source, you realize why. It's actually coming from aboard the vault. Someone somehow worked out a way to get an encrypted line off that place. And it's definitely a Federation encryption.
Ooh. I'm sensing an SI operative, or maybe even a Section 31.
I'm sorry, who?
Alright. He opens up. This is the USS Nightingale. How may I assist you?
Nightingale. It's nice to see a friendly face. Metaphorically. The voice is disguised. I don't have much time, And believe me, however bad you think things are, they're worse. I'm a deep cover operative aboard the Vault, and I've managed to locate the information. Locate the Crusade research information.
All right. Are you able to leave it in a drop that we can secure? We do have an away team on board.
I'm a little more concerned about getting out of this section alive.
Is the station under internal attack?
Confirmed. There is a renegade force, I believe, either in league with the Crusade or some other party, who has destroyed several safeguards, turned off the power, and is trying to break into this section. I've locked it down as best I can.
Can you escape into the service tunnels?
I'm going to attempt to, but I need you and your away team to be ready. I have a
What are we
very bad
waiting
feeling
for?
I have a very bad feeling that one of the other projects in this station has gone.
Wait, did he just say another project has gone rogue?
Probably gotten loose, yeah.
Yes, I did.
Better hope
Is
he
anyone
did.
else having visions of green lights and nanoprobes?
Oh boy. I was about to make a
Oh dear lord.
out of Star Trek reference and say I hope these guys are not hauling Rathars.
An HC.
Or tardigrades, for that matter.
Or what?
The tardigrade, it's a Discovery reference.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Okay. Is the communication still up with the person on the station?
Yep.
All right. What can you tell me about the current situation? You're locking it down. You're trying to attempt to hide and get away. What do you see on the ground?
I'm with several other Romulans in the research team. As far as they're concerned, I'm one of them. I'm hoping to be able to use them as cover if necessary. But you need to get your team to Section 12... Section 12-13.
Section 12-13?
That's correct.
I will see what I can do.
Glad to hear it. Sorvac out. The line cuts.
All right. Bjorn is going to go back to the bridge.
And if it, before you do anything else, it'll probably help you to know that you could probably try sending that section to Pharrell's tricorder, if possible. If you don't want to, that way you don't risk doing that on an open comm line.
He is going to bring back up the communications with the captain.
Go ahead, Nightingale.
All right. Captain, I let us know if we need to send anything over to assist, we are more than ready. And I also just got fantastic news from the coverage of the curling match. The Federation is currently up in season 13 by 12 points.
Thank you, Commander. I couldn't wait to hear the results of that match. Have y'all seen anything on the scanners as to our power problems?
Unfortunately, we are not able to penetrate the thick hull. We are, like I said, at your mercy. Should you need any assistance from us, we can send further resources if necessary. I can definitely have the lieutenant ready a shuttlecraft.
Somehow I doubt our hosts will allow this, but best be ready for anything.
Understood, Nightingale. Thank you for the sports update. Keep in touch, please. Keep a close eye on us.
Ma'am.
All right.
Oh, hold on, sorry. I wanted Ventot to speak up on something. Curling, sir? Curling, sir?
What was that?
I was responding to 10. He has no idea what 10 is talking about with the curling match.
No.
It was a message for the captain. Curling's a sport. We play it on Earth. With
Oh.
brooms and a rock.
Brooms and a rock. Okay. Oh.
I'll show you on the holodeck sometime.
Okay. So what was the message, sir? What can I do to help?
There was no message. Scrub records of the incoming message.
Yes, sir.
Why do I have a feeling that all of the Nightingale's codes are sports related?
Funny is
Well, they
actually
are now.
Well, you were the
It's
one that wanted
canon.
to. Well, you were the one that won from the Yushan tournaments.
Fair.
All right. Well, back aboard the station. Your little group continues to advance deeper into the station. It's dark. It's kind of creepy. Everyone has their weapons out, and for all you know, you could run into, I mean, worst case scenario, an actual Crusade assault team. Which would be bad, but, you know, with this kind of armor and difficulty with scanning, you could literally walk into one.
Yay!
But, you go through a few sections, Spal enters her command code to get through them, and then she pauses, just checking her pad. Looks up at the door again. Well, suppose now we find out just quite how stupid these traitors are. Weapons on standby.
Are there because I can read basic Romulan. Are there like section markers around?
Yes, there are.
So
As far as you can tell, you are heading towards 12-13.
Okay.
Pharrell just moves to the captain's side and whispers, I think we'll be able to get in without them noticing. Did you guys hear me on that one?
I heard
I
it, but
did.
my ears went funny.
Your ears went funny.
They do that sometimes. Sometimes I have a hard time recognizing words people are speaking if I can't see their lips. But
It's awkward. Alright, try again, Pharrell.
Pharrell just whispered to the captain, asking if they'll be able to get to that section without them noticing.
we're closing up on that season there.
Oh, good to know. In the heat of crisis, we can always count on sports. Still don't quite understand humans.
My antenna twitched.
The doors open up, and you see why Despal was a little antsy, shall we say. Those are Borg drones.
Oh no.
Freshly assimilated ones at that. There's about half a dozen Romulans. Looks like mostly still in the initial stages. No extensive modifications, but pale skin, implants erupted, all of that lovely stuff.
I use Nas as cover.
Nas just does this slow head turn towards the commander.
Was our away team allowed to carry standard Type 2 phasers?
Yep, you're all armed.
Okay, good. Because Pharrell immediately draws his.
The Romulans have their own weapons out, but they don't fire, because that would be stupid. You don't shoot a Borg on sight. Not unless you have to.
You brought them here.
Okay.
We have some remnants of our studies into Borg technology. It would appear that they've run amok a little bit.
A little bit.
Believe me, the last time I checked, we had no assimilated. There were no assimilated personnel here. Just some old technology. Everyone, watch your step. And
Pharrell just raises an eyebrow at the commander, but keeps his eye on the Borg.
The drones are just quietly working away. They seem to be trying to access the station's systems, possibly repair power conduits, that kind of thing. For the moment, they are not too worried about you.
Quick question, and this is kind of something for them. Is there any windows around where they can see like some of the inner shafts we see when we were flying around the vault in the mission, or they could get a view of actually the Borg sphere up in the ceiling?
You don't know there's a Borg sphere up in the ceiling. That's to your knowledge.
That's what. Oh, okay. I just figured that might be something they might see if they looked out a window or something.
No.
I didn't
that's
think
a
we
thing,
were
then I
that
will
deep into the facility.
If that's a thing, then I will let you know when it comes up. But for now, no. The internal sections will come up at some point, but not right now.
Okay.
Alright. So you just slowly edge past these nascent drones. And I'm gonna need a morale check from everyone. Or a composure check, I guess, might be more accurate.
And is that rolling a challenge die?
I just need to double check the stats, which is a thing which I still need to do sometimes. Alright, in fact, Talia, you can just do this as a command presence check to inspire others during a difficult situation.
Right. Using the rally thing, right?
Yeah, basically. So this is going to be...
So
So it'll only be difficulty of 0, gives you +1 for unknown circumstances, +1 for Borg. And +1 for no backup, so difficulty of 3.
And this does not include, we're not being intimidated or threatened.
Dauntless. You know, I'll be kind, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I will allow Dauntless, just because the mere presence of Borg is threatening.
Talia's got some balls.
Well,
Yeah, I'm just making sure I double click on everything. We're at... We're at 2 momentum. I think this is worth a momentum.
how many you're spending?
Just one.
But you want 4 dice, so... should be good.
And here we go.
Oh, no. Oh, never mind.
Pass, barely.
Barely.
Alright. Talia, you're a Dominion War veteran, right? Yeah, you served aboard a Romulan starship,
Correct.
all that kind of thing. So you've faced combat, you've stared death in the face, you've been in combat pretty recently, both in starships and hand to hand, and that's all been exciting for given value of exciting. But I'm guessing you weren't part of Battle of Sector 001. First contact, that is.
Yeah.
So you've not faced Borg before, and there's something just deeply unsettling about this. But the flip side is, you know, these things have been beaten before. These aren't particularly heavily modified, and no one's even heard from the Borg in 10 years. And the general Starfleet consensus is that the Borg Collective is basically dead. Now, there's some people who disagree with that, but...
I just want to make sure, how would the Borg Collective be basically dead?
Ending of Voyager.
Yep, and
Well,
again.
Well, that that did not necessarily mean that the Borg were destroyed. They were just severely crippled. I mean, look at
It's
first
the sort
contact.
of thing where it depends on whether you listen to Seven of Nine or to the Starfleet Admiralty. If you look at the path to 2409, the Borg have not been seen since 2378 Endgame, and the anti-Borg task force was shut down 3 years ago on the basis that the Borg were no longer considered to be a threat and hadn't been seen since Endgame. Which 7 of 9 viciously denied and actually left Starfleet over it. But the bottom line is, this is scary, this is stressful, and it's really easy to start thinking about assimilation tubules and all of that kind of thing. But you're a captain, you're experienced, and your men are relying upon you.
Right.
So you keep a level head, and you set a good example.
Pharrell, while nervous,
Keep it together.
keeps
Keep
it.
it together, gentlemen.
Pharrell, while nervous, still keeps his composure enough to heed the captain's advice.
How you doing, Naz?
Find myself.
Well, we have a job to do.
That came across.
I'm just. She's still just kind of shaking her head that you brought Borg stuff on this station. You brought
Yep.
Borg stuff
Heading over
On-
to the security.
this station.
Yeah, just imagine if the Borg assimilated Crusade tech.
Oh God!
Yeah, no, Nas is very concerned. She's not afraid, she's just concerned.
I'm not mad. Just disappointed.
Oh my god, my wife literally just said that line from the other side of the room. And I'm bleeding because I'm stupid. Never mind. I picked a scab. I just bite me. Anyway, I will leave the domestic arguments to one side and continue narrating your imminent doom.
Yes.
Anyway, are we going to be marching into the Borg-infested room?
Yes, you are. And edging past them because it's more a corridor than a room.
Oh, it's just kind of
And
walking through
But
drones.
they don't react. They've got
Oh,
other
hang
things
on.
their minds.
Test.
I can hear you.
Sounds good.
Okay, for some reason I wasn't hearing anyone.
Oh, yep, that'd be awkward.
But was it a yes or no to walking into the room?
Yep, you are walking past them through the corridor. Now, as you're so big, you're having to practically touch them as you get by.
I was just like, I did not sign up for this today.
In fact, you actually bump into one of them by accident, and it just shifts and then goes back to what it was doing. It's really unsettling.
Yeah.
Just seeing people act like that. For her part, the spell doesn't bat an eyelid. She seems comfortable would be the wrong word, but entirely unfazed. Although her guards are definitely a little nervous about all of this. So you keep heading deeper in, and through rooms, corridors.
If I may declare, that hang on. For I was going to say, my previous host fought at Wolf 359. Not anxious to relive that.
Yep, don't blame you. You've probably seen about a dozen Borg drones at this point. All of them minimal alterations, just grey skin, basic implants, all of that kind. And Nars, actually, it's gonna be a job for you.
Yeah.
You are a tactical officer,
Yes.
and regardless of Starfleet's official policy on where the Borg are, you certainly went through the academy long enough ago that you went through a bunch of training courses about dealing with the Borg. And combination of that and just your natural instincts as a security officer, suggests there's something a little off about all this. I mean, beyond the fact that they're assimilated here. Gotta get an insight security check. With the team dynamics focus. Difficulty of
Yes.
2.
2, huh? We only have one momentum.
You can also spend threat.
Kitchen.
True. Yeah, I will spend. I will acquire a little bit of threat to gain an extra die.
Fun fact, I have to spend threat to activate Borg drones unless you attack.
Haha!
Yeah. Nice.
Nice. Gets you 2 momentum back.
Yay!
Yeah, you suddenly realize what's wrong here. They're doing tasks, but they're not really working together. They're working towards the same goal, as far as you can tell, which is restoring the station. But they're not working as a team.
So they're not
We're
behaving
just
as
here
a
to get
single
off the ship.
unit. They're more.
After that,
it's like they've been
Go our
assigned
separate ways.
tasks,
Our
each
chances.
individual.
Pretty much. In fact, you see, there's one instance where you see 2 of them actually almost having a literal argument over which of them is dealing with this particular panel. Keep shoving each other aside.
Commander.
That would indicate that they don't have a queen.
A queen,
Well-
some kind of long-range transmitter, a central plexus.
I was gonna say that they
Daxon
don't have a
shrugs and
central
says, I
unit.
don't.
Anyway, Deacon, you continue.
Oh.
Commander.
Captain, actually.
No, he's sorry. She's
Oh,
talking
if
to
you're talking to the Romulan.
yes.
Yes.
These drones. They're missing a central command.
Correct. I think it would be stupid enough to keep a fully functional central plexus, do you?
I'm
Leaving somebody
surprised
solo
that
on the
their
ship sounds like a good way of getting
First
them
priority hasn't been to build one.
Huh? There's a reason for that. I said a fully functional one.
You
You've
made certain Sorry, I'll let Nas say this since how he has a little bit more knowledge about this. Well,
you've sabotaged their central node.
Exactly. Just for situations like this, to ensure that they don't form a critical mass and overrun the station. It was hoped that it would give us enough of an edge to contain them. Seems to be working so far.
I would not depend on that to last forever. We
Agreed.
should bring this situation to a close quickly.
As soon as we have your research, then we'll then we'll be able to see about this. It doesn't sound like that's the first thing on her mind. She's got other priorities going on.
Right.
Where are they drawing power from? Is there a local reactor?
There are several sub-reactors scattered throughout the station. Far too large for a single one. I believe they're attempting to restore enough power to break the lock. My guess is that the renegades both broke them out of containment and then initiated the lockdown to create enough of a distraction for them to continue their own work without the risk of being overrun and assimilated themselves. Stay alert.
You don't think that they may need assistance?
Who, the traitors?
No, your researchers who are quite possibly rather quickly going to be assaulted by these pseudo-Borg.
We've got priorities. If we lose that research, or allow it to be taken by the Borg, then we'll be very quickly unable to deal with them at all. A few researchers are unacceptable loss.
Is that? If I'm looking, is this 12? Is this 1312? The door?
No, this is 13-8.
Okay.
for all
It's a little callous. It's going to seem a little callous of Talia, giving how much she actually cares about people's lives being on the line. But anything more would actually kind of start being in Prime Directive territory.
It's not even about Prime Directive, it's just what makes tactical sense.
Yeah, the Prime Directive does not apply here.
It's harsh arithmetic, but it's not like she's wrong.
We're here to interfere in the things that we're allowed to interfere in.
No.
Yes, well,
The Prime Directive is useful not only in, being ignored, but in being used to keep clear consciences.
well, you reach the doorway to 13-9. The spell pauses again. We're we're getting close to the Borg research labs.
I just want to say that Pharrell has holstered his phaser in exchange for his tricorder.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a scan then. That'd be a reason science. Difficulty of 1. Actually, no, difficulty of 2 because these walls are hard to scan through.
Yeah, I figured as much. I'm going to spend a momentum for 3 dice. And I doubt computers will apply, since I'm working with a tricorder, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. Alright, make sure everything's selected. Oh, nice.
That is cool. Let's see my momentum back. What are you trying to scan for? What are you looking?
I'm just running just scans of the general scans of the area. Or yeah, nothing too specific.
Yep. There doesn't appear to be anything particularly unusual about the drones, from what you know of the Borg. I mean, aside from their slightly odd behavior. And there's definitely signs of Borg technology beginning to spread. Modifications, nanoprobes, all that kind of thing being done to equipment, consoles, so on and so forth.
Alright. I suggest we work quickly before the Borg have a chance to assimilate enough to establish themselves.
We're about to reach Borg research. Very possible that they will consider this to be the heart of the territory and may become aggressive, so stay alert.
Acknowledged.
Dispel keys to the door open, and yep, you come to a larger room, which looks like some sort of communal area between different labs. And there are 4 Borg drones just milling about in the central area. These ones are more advanced. Yeah, it looks like that.
More full-fledged drones.
That's correct. They have actual armor plating, all of that kind of thing. It's amazing how quickly Borg can generate implants and cybernetics from basically nothing.
Well, the Borg would have to go through an assimilation process to get all that fancy plating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not just talking about like the whole like tubules thing. I'm talking about just operating table assimilation process.
Oh yeah. And at the same time, remember how quickly they got all that set up in First Contact, with just a few drones boarded on the Enterprise.
True.
And you don't actually know how long they've been loose.
That is a distinct point.
The Spal just cautiously enters, just hand on her disruptor, and the drones turn and begin advancing.
Towards us, I assume.
Yeah. Actually, no, one of them does.
The commander?
So much as they have commanders.
No, I mean, are they advancing towards the commander?
Yes. As I thought. Territorial. She draws her disruptor. Everyone be ready.
Pharrell snaps his tricorder shut with one hand and draws his phaser with the other.
Oz's had her phaser out the entire time, though it looks even more like a toy in her hands.
Well, Pharrell busted out his tricorder, seeing how the Borg at first did not react to their presence.
The times, they are changing.
Alright. And Dispal opens fire.
And now we are in combat.
Yes, we are.
Yay!
Alrighty. That is a hit with a disruptor pistol. I'm going to need stats on a disruptor pistol.
I can pull up my Varrock character if you need a reference.
Stepping away for a sec.
Sure. I'll just roll the slow way. Didn't actually bother to put the disruptor stats on her. Which was a mistake, but oh well.
I mean, I can roll... Oh, never mind.
Let's try that again. Wow, really?
What?
That's 4 damage.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty abysmal, actually.
Yikes.
So, you know what? I'm going to spend a threat.
If you want, I can roll a disruptor thing on my Varrock character sheet.
No, this is probably that's all good.
Okay.
There we go. That's better. Why did it roll 5 dice? I don't know. Alright, whatever. I'll take the first 4 results. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the existing 4, 11 damage. Oh yeah. The disruptor blast burns through the armor plating of the drone, and it falls. I do actually have a sound effect. Getting my sound effects. Lovely. Why did that? Actually, no, we're in combat. I need the combat music. Alright, so, 1 Borg drone down. Unfortunately, all the rest have now activated.
Of course.
So, we have a Borg drone who is going to approach and let's see. He's going to go for the biggest target. So, Nas.
Bring it, you frickin' zombies.
Okay.
Well, they're not dead, so zombie's hardly a proper term.
They're cyber zombies.
They're
Alright.
still not dead.
So this attack costs 2 threat. And you know what? I'll spend another one on top. Alright, are you ready for some close combat?
Yes.
Yay.
So, daring plus security.
Hand-to-hand focus applies.
Yes, it does.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh.
they rolled 3. Damn.
Alright, so, that is 2 threats generated.
Oh boy.
So, the, ball drone lurches towards you, and you don't feel particularly threatened, because, I mean, it's not going particularly quickly, and it's just a Romulan. Really, how threatening could that be? And, oh boy, it smacks your blocking hand away, and a couple of tubes snap out and manage to puncture into your shoulder. Now, you manage to recover and bat the thing away before it comes to give you a lethal dose. But that hurt, and your shoulder feels like it's on fire.
I would think any amount of nanoprobes is a lethal dose.
Yes, at the same time,
No.
no. Just because it's just for the purposes here.
That's fair.
Like I could. Actually, you know what? Sure. I will spend one more threat.
I had to say it.
5 damage. That's actually a lethal injury. Just because having an assimilation tubal attack which doesn't cause lethal injury just seems weird.
Sorry, Naz.
I'm not dead
So-
yet.
No, I would strongly advise you dodge that. Let me just remind myself of what all of these qualities do. Okay, so this is an intense attack. Haha. Okay. So normally it costs 2 momentum to dodge an attack, to dodge a injury.
Right.
That's 3 effects. It's going to cost you 5 momentum to dodge,
Which
Yeah.
we don't have.
which means you're going to have to feed it into threat.
Alrighty.
I hear sword fighting in the background of this music.
It's unlikely. It's just the generic SDO combat music. I think you might be hearing the cymbals.
Maybe.
Alright, so you gonna go ahead and spend that?
Yeah.
How do you wanna mix it up?
I'll spend 2 momentum and do the rest on threat,
Okay.
so I leave at least a little bit for other people.
Alright, so yeah, you feel the pain as the tubules sink into your shoulder, and you have a sudden moment of oh no. No, this is bad. You need to get away from me. Shove the drone back. And just basically power through it. You are a Gorn. You're big, you're scary, you're gonna need more than that to be assimilated. You've got a hell of a physiology to battle those little bastards. but I would advise against taking another hit like that.
Fair enough.
So that is 5 stress you've taken. And you cannot dodge another injury until you've taken a recover action. Also, yes, you have nanoprobes in your bloodstream at this point, so
Should I just list that under injuries for now, or?
yes.
Okay. Alright.
Alrighty, it's over to you guys.
Nas, do you want to take a recovery action, or?
I was gonna punch this one in the face, but, you know.
Punch! Punch it!
Well, we have all seen how bad your punches. We've all seen how bad your punches are. I mean, bad as in good.
Fun fact. My unarmed strikes are now vicious.
Excellent. Alrighty.
Yep. And I would like to spend a momentum.
Sounds like a fine plan.
Alright, let's see if that helps.
These Borg are rolling really well.
I expect nothing less.
But not well enough.
Get your momentum back. Go ahead and roll your damage. Here's a question, actually. Were you going for a non-lethal or a lethal strike?
Lethal. They're drones.
Fair enough. That will cost you a threat. Or
Oh.
a strategy making a lethal attack. Also, wait,
Fair
hold
enough.
on. I wouldn't recommend it because you're unarmed. That would increase your difficulty.
Okay. Okay. So,
Although,
disabling strike, maybe?
sure, yeah.
Alright, remind me what vicious does again? Does it just add an effect?
It's +1 effect rolls are worth 2 damage instead of 1.
Ah. So that's 10.
That is in fact 10 damage. That is enough to send it. It's also a hell of a knockdown. So basically, you look down at your fist after at your arm as the drone sways back from your counter. Just make a fist and then punch. And you punch hard enough to not only knock it to the floor, but knock a bunch of connections loose, leaving it flailing and sparking. Excellent. Good job.
Yay!
I would expect nothing less from you, Nas.
Don't say that, you'll jinx me.
Shit.
Alrighty, 2 more drones in the room.
At least for now.
Would you like to keep the initiative?
No?
No, yeah, let's yield for now.
Okay. Let's see. Let's mix things up. We are going to... Okay, one of the drones advances, but instead of going for you, it goes for the drone which you knock down. Nas.
Okay.
And... Alrighty. So, the drone reaches down, grasps a few components off the sparking drone, and yanks them off. It immediately falls limp. Over to you guys. It's actually kind of neat. There's a rule for the Borg which allows them, which actually makes sense for them to do that.
My headphones bugged again. What happened with that roll?
The drone went up to the one that Nas punched out and reclaimed its implants, basically. It's a reason plus medicine difficulty 0 check, and I get any successes as threat. So that's fun.
So they can basically harvest any drones we disable.
Correct.
I mean, that's typical Borg behavior.
Mm-hmm. Alright, back to you guys.
Alright. Well, the only thing I would probably do at this would... Actually, wait a minute. Let me look at the thing.
Might want to do a rally. Just try and get some momentum.
Yeah. So rally, point out targets, inspire everybody.
Yeah. Because I intend to take a shot when my turn comes around.
Don't forget the phaser abilities. Those are gonna be really important, I feel, right now.
Probably.
Like, what all phaser abilities do we got?
So the charge, if you take a minor action to charge the phaser before you fire it, then you can give it area, intense, which means it's more likely to take someone out for good. It doesn't apply to Borg though.
Didn't think so.
Which burns through armor. Borg do have armor. And vicious, which is just extra damage.
Okay, yeah, I would take a minor action to charge up my phaser.
So you want to take the shot then, or
no? I'm gonna rally first.
Yeah, I was just saying I would take a shot, try doing something when my turn comes around.
Yeah. So presence command, difficulty 0.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Still
Yay.
gets momentum.
Yep.
Alright, let's get our tactical drone out.
Oh boy.
So this one is going to head for one of the Romulan guards. And sure, let's just go for... Actually, let's go for that. 3 momentum and total, 3 threat even.
Ooh.
Oh boy. That,
Oh, that did not go well.
that poor guard. Okay, that is 4 threat generated in total. Lord will generate a lot of threat. I mean, you have to spend a lot to get them to do stuff, but it's a very interesting balance, actually.
17 threat.
Yep.
Oof.
Okay. Spend a couple more threat. And the guard tries desperately to fend it off, but his struggles slow and his skin starts to turn grey.
Kill it with fire.
It's up, what I tell you! Burn it! Burn
Alright, let's see, Pharrell.
Yes.
I believe it's your turn.
Alrighty. Well, like I said, I'd like to take a minor action to charge my phaser.
Let's see, you have the medical drone in front of you. You've got a technical drone just similar to the guy, and you have the Romulan who is being assimilated. You could do an area shot to target those latter two together.
I think I'll go for the medical drone in front of me, because I would assume that that medical drones have would be able to assimilate people a lot more quickly.
Actually, the same for all drones.
I'm sorry?
It's actually the same for all drones.
Oh. What do you guys recommend?
Either get, area would get damage on, would start putting damage on all of them, while, maybe if you use one of the others, you can knock one out completely. It's, 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Alrighty, I'll do an area damage.
Okay. So it is control plus security, difficulty of 2.
Keep going, but I just want to ask a quick question. Is it medical drone just basically a name, and it's still basically a Borg drone, or are there differences?
Medical, technical, and tactical drones all have slightly different things. They have slightly different skill sets. The tactical drone has more armor. The medical drone is the only one that can reclaim. And the technical drone has a plasma cutter.
What does reclaim mean?
It means that they kill a downed Borg drone and generate threat.
Ah, okay. I just want to make sure that a medical drone couldn't revive drones.
No.
Okay.
Alrighty, I am going to spend a momentum to get 3 dice.
Okay.
Control security. Okay. Oh.
That is not going to cut it.
Damn. Well, hang on. I did declare that my using past host experience with Wolf 359. Could that help?
That's true, actually. That would not be enough. Even using focus, that would not be enough to get you a success, though.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I'm afraid. All right. So the remaining Romulan guard is going to bring his disruptor rifle to bear and take a shot at the medical drone because it's close. That's scary. So we're going to generate some threats for a lethal attack and make a task roll. Okay, that's a hit. And that is, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11 damage. The medical drone vaporizes.
Damn, Romulus just know how to dish it out.
Nas apparently needs to get herself a disruptor rifle at some point.
Apparently. He gives a small whoop of celebration, turns and fires another shot at the Second drone. They've adapted.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way he's gonna get another hit.
Well,
Yeah.
phaser time, I guess.
Yep. Okay. That is everyone, so it's back to the top. And the technical drone is going to advance on. Gonna advance on the other Romulan guard. So, usual thing.
This is why Bjorn has an axe.
This is my what?
This is why Bjorn has an axe.
Axes are useful. Ooh,
Oh,
I don't think that Borg hit.
I don't either. Question is. Yep. Alright, so. That is actually going to drain the pool by 1. Logically speaking. And then. Three. Alright, so the drone goes in for another assimilation strike, but apparently the Romulan is still high off his earlier success. Blocks, clubs the guy with the disruptor rifle, and knocks him. Next.
So it's our go, yeah?
Yep.
Like, our
let's
current
see.
conjecture.
So there's the tactical drone that's still up.
That probably
There's a technical drone, the assimilated guard, and the potential for more to show up at some point. But on your side is the fact that, like you noted, they don't seem to be super coordinated.
I kind of want to try and take out that tactical drone.
Okay.
so like
combat or
wiping
shooter?
down stuff.
Uh,
Would probably be a really good idea.
I mean, I've got a phaser pistol,
You do.
and I could do that overcharge thing, which sounds handy.
The other thing to bear in mind is if you do attack in close combat, then and you miss, then it could try and assimilate you again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a minor action to charge up the Type 2.
Okay. Area effect. Actually, no, it's not area anymore because they moved apart from each other. So just go for armor penetration or extra damage.
I'm going to use armor penetration on the attack drone.
Okay.
I would like to spend 1 momentum to make the attack. And shooting is control security, right?
Correct.
Cool.
Then just travel. But
3!
Lovely. Gets your momentum back. Roll it
All
in.
right.
That is 5, 6, 7 damage with 4 armor penetration. Was that lethal or non-lethal?
or
Oh,
there
I have to
are
spend a momentum to say
viruses
lethal, don't I?
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Sort
Well,
of.
it's like a threat, technically.
Yeah, I want to take out the attack drone. So lethal.
Yep, your phaser burns through, and the figure disintegrates.
All right. One moment.
Yeah.
Who nearby is in danger of getting melee attacked? Out of curiosity.
There's only one thing left up, which is the recently assimilated guy. He cannot assimilate people. He's too fresh.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're kind of at risk of anyone showing through a doorway, but right now you're in pretty good shape.
Was that to our address?
Nas?
I was looking at close protection, but I think I'm going to leave it off for this round.
Okay. Alright, the remaining drone is gonna go for you and take a swing at you, Nas.
Okie dokie.
They really like going for the big targets. Or big target.
Yeah, well.
So, daring security, yes?
Correct.
Tied.
Alright, attackers win ties. Alright, you'll need to spend a momentum to stay on your feet.
No, I'll let somebody else use it.
Okay.
But
So you take
I'll take the
engineering or stuff.
yeah, and also take the punch. And
Yeah, it's surprising how hard even a nascent drone is. You are a little winded and stunned as the figure looms over you.
how much stress is that?
3.
Okay. Nas is right around half stress now.
Alright.
That's after taking a couple of solid hits, so.
I think, unless anyone else wants it, Dispal is going to take a turn.
I'll let the Spall take a turn.
Okay. Be
Hello.
Huh?
Lou. Ooh.
Ah. Alright, I do need to check something quickly here. Because this is firing into a melee, technically. We will be wrapping up shortly, by the way.
Oh wow! I just now noticed the time.
Yeah.
It's getting on a little. Okie dokie. Procedures. Things. Stuff. Things. I know that there's a thing about firing into melees somewhere here. Alright, I'm not that mean. I will just eat the complication. And we are gonna... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the officer disintegrates. Although the disruptor beam is close enough that you feel the breeze now.
Phew.
And just for a moment, it seems like there is... Wait, I just remembered, that's a disruptor. One drone, no shields. Never mind. That's where I'm going at. Alright, so there's just a moment of calm as the fighting ends. But everyone knows that there are almost certainly more on their way. And Despal glances around the room, around the group, noting the fact that you're already a man down, and for all she knows, her disruptor is useless from now on. Alright. I think that the Borg are becoming more trouble. Carry on that way. That will take you to... that will take you to Crusade Research. I have Central Plexus to destroy. And she storms off into 49.
Our phasers, can we like field change frequencies on our phasers?
Basically, the adaptation lasts for a scene. Is the way that it works.
Okay.
So that scene has just ended. So the next fight, well, they didn't adapt to your phases anyway. But if they adapted to your phases in a fight, then the next fight you'd be able to again. But yes, everything seems to be going horribly wrong. There are Borg everywhere. You have an informer on the inside who theoretically has the information that you need. You still don't know what's happened to the traitors. Exciting times. It's been a little quiet for you guys back on the ship. Next week there will be more stuff back there. But it's pretty common in my experience for things to focus on one or the other in a given session.
Yep, that's fine.
Works
If
for
we
me.
are done, I'm gonna head out.
Alrighty,
Alrighty.
catch you later. So, yes. Any questions from anyone? Questions, thoughts, comments?
This has been
Not a-
fun.
I figured we'd be fighting the Borg at some point, going to the vault that we are.
Yep. Well, depending on how you deal with the finale here, this may either be the last you ever see of them, or they may come back. So that's fun. But one way or the other, I hope you've all enjoyed this, and I'll see you again next time among the Embers.